For this sequence, we're going to start in child's pose. So if you could come to your mat, bring the toes to touch and allow your knees to separate as wide as your mat, or maybe even a little wider. And extend your arms out in front of you and slowly surrender the weight of your chest, your chin, and eventually your forehead all the way to the ground. Take a deep breath in through your nose, fill your lungs fully, and exhale through your mouth with a sigh, like you're trying to fog up your mat. And close your lips and begin to breathe in and out through just your nose. Create that ocean sounding breath. Take your time, breathe in, and hold the breath here. Feel your lungs expand, and when you're ready, with intention, allow that breath to leave your nose with control. On your very next inhale, make your way onto your hands and knees. Come into a tabletop position. With your hands beneath your shoulders, your knees are beneath your hips. Start by pressing the tops of your feet and your toenails into the mat. Press your shins firmly into the floor as well. Your index finger points straight ahead with your hands on the mat, right beneath your shoulders. And lift your chin, level the chin with the floor, and tone your belly. Allow your belly to drop down toward the mat. Arch your spine and lift your chin to the sky. Stay here. Roll your shoulders back from the ears in this shape. Allow your chin to reach one more place toward the ceiling. And exhale, round your back. Tuck your chin to your chest and gently tilt your pelvis towards your wrists. Push into the floor firmly with your hands. Keep that tone in your arms and feel a stretch here right between the shoulder blades. Inhale, drop the belly down, arch your spine, lift the chin, look up to the ceiling. On your exhale, round your back. Look down to your knees and find your flow of breath and keep moving between those shapes. Allow the movement to warm up your spine and the breath to warm up your throat. Make your way into a flat back. Come back to your tabletop position. Curl your toes under, press into the ball of your foot, and rise through your hips for a downward facing dog. Spread your fingers evenly and press down into that index finger knuckle. Stretch the back of your legs by grounding your heels closer to the mat. And keep that. And squeeze your navel back toward the spine. Lift your hips, your tailbone higher into the air. Create a triangle between your hands, your feet, and your tailbone. Inhale, float your heels off the mat. Come up to the ball of your foot and press your heels back down as you exhale. Look forward at that space between your hands. Start to tiptoe toward the front of your mat without bending your knees if possible. And take your time as you do this. Once you're at the top of the mat in forward fold, stack your vertebrae. Very slowly start to stand up tall. Once you get to the top, roll your shoulders back and bring your arms overhead. Keep a space there between your hands. Turn your palms in to face each other. Reach higher through your pinky finger. Lift your chin up. Make sure you can see your wrists. And bring those heels off the ground. Rise to your tippy toes. Squeeze your ankles and your thighs in. Keep the low belly tight. Draw it back toward your spine. Take one more breath. Soften the shoulders. Exhale. Bring your heels and hands to the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, lift your back halfway. Flatten your spine and place your hands either on the mat or on your shins. Make the back of your neck as long as you can. Press the crown of your head forward and keep your neck in line with your spine. Squeeze your thighs in. Push your hamstrings toward that back wall. Exhale, forward fold to the mat. Now step your left foot back. Come into a runner's lunge. And step your right foot back to meet the left in plank pose. Lower your knees to the mat. Soften your elbows. Lower your sternum to the ground. Flip your toes back. Lift your chest. Take a breath. Up dog. Curl your toes. Rise through the hips. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Look forward, then step, hop, or jump to the top of your mat. One fluid motion. Take a breath. Stand tall. Arms overhead. This time your palms press firmly together. Roll those shoulders back and down. Squeeze your upper arms in toward the sides of your face. And bring your heels off the mat. Rise to your tippy toes. Tilt your chin up to see your wrists. Hold here for one more breath. Exhale, bring your heels and your hands back to the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flatten the spine. Exhale, fold to the mat. Step your right foot back. And step your left foot back to meet the right. Come into your plank. Lower your knees to the ground. Soften your elbows. Lower the chest. Flip your toes back. Lift your heart for upward facing dog. Curl the toes, down dog, lift your hips. And take a moment here to bend your knees one at a time. Or you can rock from your heels to the ball of your foot and back again. And begin to find stillness in your down dog. Plant your heels as close to the mat as you can. Start to grip the floor with your fingertips. Take some pressure out of your wrist. Lift your left leg high into the air. Straighten your leg, flex your foot, point your big toe directly down at the mat. And imagine that the sole of your heel is kicking someone in the chin right behind you. Keep that as you look forward. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, high lunge, bring your arms overhead. Keep that space between your hands. Roll the shoulders back and straighten into your back leg. Push your back heel away from you and soften into your bent knee. Allow your hip to drop straight down into the space. Draw that belly back toward your spine. Stretch your chin and your chest up toward your lifted hands. Hold here. Exhale, lower your hands to frame your foot on the mat and step back to down dog. Inhale, take your right leg high, flex your foot, point your big toe down. Now look forward and step between your hands as you exhale. Inhale, arms overhead, straight up and down. Lift your chin, straighten and strengthen your back leg, and surrender the weight of your hips down toward the mat. Take your last breath. Exhale, lower the hands to your mat. Step back, down dog. Inhale, left leg high, point your toes. Point your big toe toward the top of the back wall, right where that wall meets the ceiling behind you. Keep stretching, reaching the big toes toward the sky. Look forward. Now step between your hands on the mat. Spin your back heel down to an angle so that heel is firmly planted on the mat. Inhale, take your arms overhead, straight up and down. So look forward, square your shoulders and your hips toward that short edge of your mat in front of you. Now stay here, or go ahead and add your back bend. Lean your head back, reach your chin up toward the wrists, and roll your shoulders into the shape. Reach your fingertips toward the wall behind you. Press your front heel into the floor. Lift your chest and stretch that skin from your belly button up toward the lowest rib. Take one more breath. On your exhale, lower your hands to the mat. Frame your foot. Inhale, cartwheel the arms up. Warrior two. Turn the torso. Bring your arms parallel to the ground. Palms face down. And stretch your hands away from each other. Broaden across the front of your chest. Lift the crown of your head higher. And try to get that front thigh parallel to the floor. And take one more breath. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the mat. Step back to down dog. Inhale, right leg high, point your toes. Start to lengthen your leg. Reach up through the tip of your big toe. Look forward. When you're ready, exhale, step between your hands at the top of the mat. Spin your back heel down. Inhale, bring the arms overhead. Keep a space between your hands. And to help you, push that right armpit more forward so that your shoulders are facing straight ahead. And stay here. Or surrender to your back bend. Lift your chin, lift your chest, reach back through your index finger. The more your upper body leans to the back, the more you bend into your front knee. Hold here, take one more breath. Exhale, place your hands on the mat, frame your foot. Inhale, warrior two, cartwheel your arms up, turn the chest, Bring your arms parallel to the mat. Keep reaching. Arms away from each other. Puff up your chest. Draw that low belly in. Put your hands to the mat. Frame your foot. Step back to plank. And you're welcome to take a chaturanga here or lower your knees as we did before. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now start to bend your knees one at a time, shifting your hips slightly from side to side. Now find stillness in your down dog. Start to lift your heels off the mat. Come up to the tippy toes. Shift forward into plank. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press the hips high. Lower your heels to the mat. Inhale as the heels come up. Bring it forward into plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. And do that one more time in unison with your own breath. And press into your hands and walk your hands toward the back of your mat, forward fold. Slowly stack the vertebrae, come all the way up to stand in mountain pose. Roll your shoulders back. Now bring your arms overhead. Place your left hand on that outer upper right arm. Push your head back firmly into your forearm. Create a tiny back bend in the upper spine. As you exhale, lean your body to the left. Keep your legs engaged. Press down into the big toe. Squeeze your thighs together. Create as much length as possible on the right torso, from your armpit down to your right hip. Take a breath. Slowly bring it back to center. On the exhale, lower your hands. Mountain pose. Inhale, the arms go right back up. Place your right hand outside the upper left arm. Press your head back. Firmly lift your chin, open the chest. Lean to your right as you exhale. Squeeze your legs together. Full breath in. Now take it back to center. Exhale, mountain pose. Lower the hands. Inhale, arms overhead. Swan dive, forward fold to the mat. Now bend your knees here until your belly touches your thighs. Press your fingerprints into the mat on the sides of your feet. Tuck your chin tightly to your chest. Start to clench your knees even more. Drop your hips down toward your heels without your heels coming off the mat. If this is enough stretch for your spine tonight, then keep that shape. If you want a shoulder stretch here, interlace your fingers at the base of your spine. And start with bent elbows. Squeeze your elbows toward the center of your back. And if you still need a little more, go ahead and straighten your arms. Press your knuckles toward the ceiling. Hold that shape for one last breath. Exhale, release your hands back to the mat. Slowly lift your hips to straighten the legs. Now walk your hands forward, coming into your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high into the air. Point your toe. Exhale, step between the hands. Spin your back heel down. Inhale, warrior two. Cartwheel the arms up, parallel to your mat. Now straighten your front leg. Push into that front heel to help you do this. Reach your torso toward the back wall so that you're not leaning too much into the shape. Good. Now flip your left palm up to face the ceiling. Inhale, reverse triangle. Slide your right hand down your back leg as your left arm comes up and overhead. Extend those fingers toward the ceiling or the back wall. And allow the crown of your head to follow your index finger. Open the front of your chest. Pull that left shoulder blade down your back toward your hip. Make your neck longer. On your exhale, warrior two. Bend your knee. Bring the arms parallel to the mat. Take that into a flow with your breath. Inhale, straighten your leg. Bring the left arm overhead, right hand down the back leg. Exhale, bend the front knee, arms parallel to your mat. And keep moving in unison with your breath between those two shapes. Take your time. Take one more breath in the flow. Make your way back to warrior two. Reach forward through your index finger on your left hand. Exhale for side angle. Press that forearm into your thigh or lower your hand to the mat inside your leg. Right hand extends to the sky first. And squeeze your shoulder to your ear. Turn your palm down to the floor and extend your arm out over your ear line. Create a smooth line on the right side of your body from your heel up the side of your leg, the side of your torso, and out the tip of your fingers. Keep that. Go ahead and look down at the mat or up at your lifted hand. Roll your shoulder back from the ear to make space for your chin. Broaden the chest. Press down evenly into your left hand with the same strength that you're using to lift your right. Take one more breath. Inhale, warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Cartwheel your hands to the mat. Step forward. Inhale, upward salute. Extend the arms overhead. Stand tall. Exhale, swan dive back to your toes. Inhale for a flat back. Lift halfway. Exhale, fold to the mat. Now step or jump to plank pose. Inhale as you shift to the top of your toes or lower the knees. Exhale, bring your chest to the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, bring your right leg high. Point your toes. Exhale, step between your hands at the top of the mat. Now spin your back heel down. Inhale, warrior two. Cartwheel your arms up, parallel to the mat. Now straighten your front leg, press firmly into that front foot. Inhale, bring your right arm up, slide your left hand down your back leg. Drop your head back and then reach your chin up towards that crease in your wrist. Hold here as you take a full breath in. Exhale, warrior two. Bend your knee, extend the arms out. And find your flow of breath. Inhale, straighten your leg, bring the right arm overhead. Exhale, bend the knee, open your arms, and keep flowing with your breath. Allow the length of your movement to last the length of your full inhale. And use that tiny pause in the shape to change your breath. On that next exhale, bring it back to warrior two. And reach forward through your right index finger. Exhale into side angle. Again, place your forearm either on your thigh or lower your hand to the mat inside your foot. Drop those hips down a little deeper. Extend your left hand up to the ceiling and out over your ear line, making that smooth line on the left side of your body. Open the chest, slightly turn your torso more to the ceiling, push down into the right hand or forearm. And hold here as you take your last breath. Inhale again, warrior two, arms up. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to frame your foot. Step forward to the top of the mat. Take your time. Inhale, arms overhead. Stand up. Exhale, fold to the mat. Inhale for a flat spine. Lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Now grab your elbows here with opposite hands and start to sway from left to right. Maybe shake your head no or nod your head yes here. Release the weight of your hands back to your mat. And take your time coming up to stand in Tadasana, mountain pose. And close your eyes. And take a few moments to check in with your breath. Reset the body and allow your practice to integrate. I'm sure you're exhausted. Go ahead and take your well-deserved rest. Good night.